All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for watching the Georgia Prison Watch live stream podcast. I don't even know what it's called at this point. But we have a very, very important live stream for you. We need everyone's help. We need everyone to share this live right now. It is very, very important. We have a mother that is on here that is needing some answers, and we um, we reached out to her, and we got her on tonight. And now we need each and every one of you that's a part of this coalition that supports us, supports incarcerated uh, individuals in the state of Georgia or just wherever to share this live, share this, and just let's bring some attention to this. Let's get this mother some answers. You know, just to give you guys a little backstory, we're going to be talking about the incident in Columbus, Georgia, dealing with 21-year-old Clarence Nash, who was injured in a horrific accident, I think on the 15th of August, in Columbus, Georgia, at the on the outside detail. Um, and he is in the hospital right now fighting for his life. And we're going to get more into it in just a second. But instead, just to get a backstory, I want to go ahead and play this video so everyone can see it. Everybody can, just get an understanding on what we're going through. Then we're going to talk to the mother because this is just it's horrific. Oh, and what she's going through is totally uncalled for with the Georgia Department of Corrections. So let's play this video, then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Eric, my Georgia inmate serving time in Columbus, is fighting for his life tonight, and his family also fighting for answers. According to his mother, he fell off a prison work truck and was dragged for miles before the ordeal ended. The family getting the chance to see him at first, but now the visitations and answers about how he's doing have stopped. Newsletter 9's Amaya Graham spoke to them about this situation.
Emotions are running high for the family of Clarence Nash. During an inmate work detail, Nash fell off the back of a detail truck and was dragged in between two tires for 125 feet after falling. He was treated at Piedmont Columbus Regional, then sent to Grady Hospital in Columbus. Nash's mother says that's when things changed. August 15th, Flat Rock Park in Columbus. Inmate Clarence Nash was sitting on the rear of a Muskogee County Prison work detail truck near the walking trail. According to the police report, Nash was watching a woman running when he fell off the rear of the truck and became stuck in between two wheels of a trailer that was connected to the truck.
Wednesday around 8 a.m., I received a call. I was sitting at IHOP finna get some breakfast, and I received a call from Warden Herbert Walker. He called and said that there had been an accident, and so I left out of IHOP, and he said it's real bad and Clarence may not make it.
Tanyanika Porter says she told the warden she wanted to see her son.
I was distraught because I didn't know what was the prognosis. I didn't know if he was going to make it. I didn't at first see how bad or extensive the damage was, the injuries he had. And so I couldn't think.
We went to the scene where it all took place. They say seeing the tire marks that were reported in the police report infuriates them.
I'm hurt.
Seriously,
I'm hurt. Yeah, more. And for them to be giving us the runaround on my son's condition, yeah, no.
Porter says her son's injuries so severe he can only lay in one position. The left side of Nash's skull was removed, along with bad friction burns on his torso and hip. He was transferred to Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. Porter says when she asked for her son's condition, she was told they could not disclose that information.
And that's understandable. Grady is the #1 trauma center in Georgia. So I'm glad that he's getting the proper care, but I still need answers. I need to know what's going on with him.
Porter says she also reached out to the warden of Muskogee County Prison, but still got no answers on her son's condition.
We're going to continue to stay on him. We want answers. If you could have just given me the status of my son, that would have been fine, but you couldn't even give me that. We want answers.
I reached out to the warden of Muskogee County Prison several times today and got no response. I also reached out to the Georgia Department of Corrections. They informed me that they would send a statement. We haven't received one so far. In the studio, I'm Amaya Graham.
So 4 hours ago, you posted a message on your Facebook page, and I asked you about this before we came on. Now, this incident happened on the 15th of August. What have you heard since you posted that 4 hours ago on this condition of your son?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah.
And the last time you heard something, could you tell us when the last time that you kind of heard something on the condition or how he was doing? Or
Okay. The last time I seen him was Tuesday. The visiting hours were from 12 to 2. And me, my daughter, and my mom, we went and saw him. We only stayed, every time we visited him, we only stayed a brief moment because he had a trauma, a head trauma injury. And we didn't want him to get too excited. And so Tuesday night, I received a call from Piedmont Midtown, and they said, Grady has a bed. We have to get your consent to release him to Grady. And I said, yes, thank you for calling me. You have my consent to send him to Grady. And had I known I wasn't going to be able to see him, then I probably would have left him at Piedmont. But the doctor, the neurosurgeon there, Edebar, said that they weren't equipped to handle his brain injury.
And did you? So that Tuesday was the last time that you had any type of communication with anyone or anything like that
from the hospital.
From the hospital.
Yes, I spoke to the warden. I want to say yesterday.
Okay.
And I asked him what was the status, and he said, Miss Porter, you can't go see your son. I said, well, do you have a status? Have you talked to the neurosurgeon? Have you gotten any updates on my son? He said, no, I have not.
And this was yesterday.
This was yesterday. And Clarence's father was sitting here with me. And so his father was speaking to the warden, and he said, well, you said, I would be able to see my son. I went back home to get, to go to a doctor's appointment, and you said I'll be able to see my son. And the warden said, Mr. Nash, once you start talking to me like that, I will cut off all communications. And I said, warden, no offense, but when you cut off all communications, that's when I start conversations.
Right. Susan, do you have anything that you want to pick up on really quick, or anything that?
This is incomprehensible that parents of this young man are being treated this way. It doesn't matter what dad said. It doesn't matter. These are parents. These are not inmates in the care of Georgia Department of Corrections. These are parents I am rarely at a loss for words, but speechless at this.
And it's like we were talking earlier before we came on the live, and you can kind of touch on this because so you kind of know what I'm about to say. But the GDC always gives these lame excuses on that they can't give information because family members or loved ones or significant others isn't on the visitation list or on the main contact or emergency list, so they can't give out information. This is totally the opposite here. You're on all of his information, right. Yet they're giving you nothing.
Nothing, no information, none whatsoever. Yep, no information whatsoever.
And
May I ask how long he's been at that particular camp?
He has been, it had to be around December because I was visiting Arkansas and I had to come back to do the paperwork.
Boom.
So it was December.
So you've been there to visit him, I guess. They've seen
Ma'am.
you, they know you, and
Yes,
this
ma'am.
is how they're treating you.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
and I think one of the biggest things too is when we were texting before, when I finally got you and asked you could you come on, the biggest thing that has to be just heartbreaking for you, besides the horrific accident, is Clarence had a birthday just on the 9th of August.
Absolutely.
And
Yes, sir.
and go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I had a birthday August the 8th, and his birthday is August the 9th. And I spoke with him on my birthday, and I spoke with him on his birthday. Yep.
And 6 days later, this horrific accident just happens. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk a few minutes more, but I want everyone, if you're part of the Human and Civil Rights Coalition of Georgia, if you support us, if you support the outreach and things that we do for incarcerated people in our state, the chief of staff for the governor of Georgia's cell phone number is on the screen. Everyone can see that phone number. We need everyone to start their outreach to these people. There is no excuse for this mother to be sitting here not knowing the condition of her son. I mean, there's no excuse for it whatsoever. So we need everyone to start reaching out for them. You did it a few months ago when, with the situation at Wilcox State Prison, you reached out and you got results there. But this mother needs results. This mother needs our help. She needs our outreach. And I told her before we came on, we're going to get it. She's going to get answers. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but it's going to be answers to her because she deserves them. There's absolutely no excuse whatsoever that she's having to go through this. It's just horrific. So I'm going to put up some other phone numbers as well. Susan, I don't know if you have any questions, but I'm going to put up these phone numbers, and I want everyone to go to dialing. I want everybody to go to texting. I mean, I don't care what you got to do, but this mother has got to get some answers. The numbers that's on the screen, it is Tyrone Oliver. He is the commissioner of the Georgia Department of Corrections. His cell phone number is on the screen. Also, James Payne, who is the county prisons coordinator. His phone number is on the screen. And I want you to share this live. I want you to blast this all over social media. And we're going to get this mother some answers, and we're going to get them to her ASAP because, I mean, this is, like I said, I deal with them every day. And, this one tops it all.
It's unconscionable. Folks, if you're hearing us and you see these numbers, you know what to do.
Yes. I mean,
this is horrid. I will go in the comments on YouTube afterwards and provide some additional numbers because we want to share the love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell them what you think. You've got Trey Kilpatrick, Commissioner Oliver, James Payne, and they have been silent.
I mean, this made the news. And another thing that just has me puzzled is that at the end of that video, it clearly said that they had reached out for the Georgia Department of Corrections for a statement and had received nothing. This person is in their care. a horrific accident. I mean, I have even more questions about the accident. I just don't want to go into that. But how is it? How are inmates on back of a truck going down the road? Who's in charge? But this is what we talk about every week. People call us crazy. People say whatever. But there's no control whatsoever in any of these places. You have negligence after negligence after negligence, and then we have to sit here and listen to weeping family members and weeping and parents and whatever after their loved one that they love, that you may not care about, but that they care about and that we care about, and yet we're having to sit here and talk about this because they don't have the enough respect, enough of decency as a human being to keep a family updated after a horrific accident. A horrific accident. Tanya, you got anything to add? You go ahead.
I do. This situation has left every family member distraught. Clarence First is a human. He's a son. He's a brother. He's an uncle. He's a nephew. He's a cousin. He has a family that loves him. So for them to be so inhumane and treat him as if he is only property of the state is beyond measures. I do want to thank everyone who have sent love, light to our family. We appreciate it. Text, the calls, the Facebook family. They really blew this story up for me, and I really do appreciate everyone, even TikTok, Instagram. I really do appreciate everyone for their concerns and trying to help out to help me get answers.
Yes.
Folks, in addition to GDC, there's another agency we need to talk about, and that's Pardons and Paroles.
Yes.
Christopher Barnett is the executive director of Pardons and Paroles, and he has an email, and he has a phone. We know what to do. This young man needs a medical reprieve today.
Absolutely. And let me just say one thing. Clarence was up for parole this month.
Yeah.
And they took him out the system so the public couldn't see it.
Right.
No.
Yeah, and that's very important. And that is very, very important that he was up for parole. I mean, there should be nothing, no excuses for them not to go outside of business hours and release him after this. I mean, there should be no excuse. So, I mean, that and I think that people miss that. I mean, the guy was up for parole. He's 21 years old, been incarcerated. I think he said 4 years, and he's up for parole this month. And I don't know. I'm speechless. And
the emergency side of this is a medical reprieve. That's what it's called. And there's no question in a situation like this that this needs to be granted. The five, they only need 3 of the members of the Board of Pardons and Paroles to agree. Three is all they need. And Christopher Barnett could take care of that tonight. This is what, unconscionable. I see your comments. Everyone in here feels the same way.
Yeah, and like I said, people, there is no excuse. These cell phone numbers that we have provided for, these are state cell phone numbers paid for with your tax money. These bills are being paid with your tax money. Commissioner Oliver right there, his cell phone number is right there on that screen. I want you to call it. I want you to text it. I want you to blow it up if you have to. This lady needs answers. She needs them tonight. There's no excuse. This has been going on since the 15th of August. And now her son has been moved. She has no idea on his condition. So, like I said, it's 220 people in here right now. The number's been up to 270 something, 280, I believe. This is a call to action. She needs answers. Everyone has a cell phone. There's no excuse for no one not to call, not to text. We'll provide emails, but we got to get her some answers.
Do you know what the mission statement for Muskogee County Prison says? Protect the public, of course, through the custody and control of inmates, to provide effective methods for self-improvement for inmates, to provide a safe and professional work environment for the staff. How about a safe environment for those people in their care?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, this is horrific. And like I said, we hear stuff every day. We report on stuff every day within the Georgia Department of Corrections. But this one takes it. I mean, this one, to not have any respect, to not have any type of compassion, to keep a family and that someone that cares for their loved one, to keep them in the loop on everything that's going on with their condition. When the state is negligent.
Right.
I mean, you could at least have a little compassion. I almost think that they get up in the morning time thinking who they can mess over for the day, because this is horrendous. And you can't tell me that, I mean, you don't plan for stuff like this. I mean, you don't have anyone in a position that you can put that has a little bit of compassion to keep these families in the loop. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. And I mean, you touched on it a few minutes ago, Tanya, when you said, the inhumane treatment, and this just takes it all the way to the top. So, like I said, people are calling Oliver now. I'm seeing the chat, seeing their texting, they're calling. We're going to get you some answers. As I said, people, Trey Kilpatrick, he is the chief of staff for Governor Brian Kemp. His cell phone number is there on the screen. Also, Tyrone Oliver, the commissioner of the Department of Corrections, is there.
May I say one thing? My daughter emailed Brian Kemp office, and at first we received a reply email saying that it was out of their jurisdiction. And then they called the next morning, which was yesterday morning, right? It was Friday morning, and said they couldn't get us any status on my son. It would be 3 to 5 business days. Yeah.
The governor's office of Georgia.
The governor's office of Georgia.
There's a man who works at GDC who is the legislative liaison, Rob Thrower. Spelled just like that sounded, Rob Thrower.
Okay.
In case you want to email, not you. If you, certainly you, Tanya, I don't mean that, but we'll have his phone number before long. And he is a legislative liaison, and he is typically who Trey Kilpatrick calls in those previous instances where we've had a number of people text and call him. So this, frankly, I'm going to speak as if it were my son, and honestly, it was my greatest fear the whole time my son was in prison, but that I would get a call like this. If I wouldn't stop, and we're not going to stop tonight. I'm going to behave as if this is my son, and I'll bet the moms who are on here, anyone who has a heart, will act as if this is their son. This is simply unbelievable.
Yeah. When I think they can't get any lower, they go lower and lower.
Yes, Lord.
Tanya, we'll give you the last word. If there's anything that you want to say, we'll give you the last word, and then we're going to get off here. Like I said, we'll post the numbers immediately after we get off here. We'll post these numbers underneath this live. As I said, I'm going to give her the final word. So I'm going to ask y'all again, please share this video. I don't care if it goes viral. I don't care. Y'all make videos of people getting stabbed go viral. So make this video go viral. You know, the last video that we had that we posted a couple of weeks ago had 500 and something thousand likes on it. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, what in the world? This is something that needs to go viral because it's unacceptable. It's ridiculous. And she needs answers. And we're going to get her answers. So, Tanya, as I said, thank you for coming on with us. I'm going to give you the final word.
Thank you. Well, I would just like to thank you both for reaching out to me and giving me this platform to shed some light on my son's story. We are heartbroken. We are heartbroken. We are hurting. There is more information to the story that I did receive. And once the story come out, a lot of people will be upset, mad, and there needs to be a change to the Georgia Department of Corrections system.
Change is coming. Folks, this is a call for prayer as well for this young man. Whatever your religion or for that matter, your religious differences, set them aside and let's do the right thing. Prayer works, and most of us who have someone in the Department of Corrections come to find that prayer is sometimes all there is. So keep this family lifted up, keep this sweet young man lifted up, 21 years old, in Grady, and his mama and daddy can't come see him.
Yeah, don't even know his condition.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, everybody. We definitely appreciate everybody coming on with us tonight. And as I said, go to Dowling, go to Call, share this video, and we'll keep everyone updated as best we can. And as they both said, as Susan said, please keep this family in your thoughts and prayers as they go through this difficult time.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all.
Thank
Good
you.
night.